Good morning, Stefan. Hello, hello. It is indeed Thursday, and that is the day when I play The Darkest Dungeon. At least to begin. This is, I think, the big news of today, which is that I think Darkest Dungeon is gonna be less central to the streams on Thursday moving forward. It's the interest has waned for it, and I'm kind of sad about it. But I just checked on Twitch, and there are nearly 1,000 people watching Darkest Dungeon 1 and 14 watching Darkest Dungeon 2. So there's it's a little rough. Hey, Illustrious. Man, your messages get eaten like it's going out of style. I don't know what to say. But yeah, so Darkest Dungeon 2, it may have a bright future, but at the moment it's actually, are there Steam stats? I want to take a look at this. The Steam charts overview. Can I look up a specific game in this? No, it looks like I can't. Let's look for this one. Steam DB. All right, this is what I think I'm looking for. So Darkest Dungeon. Let's see. Where do I get active player count? Do I get active player count? Okay, currently playing Darkest Dungeon 1, 2,500. And then let's check out Darkest Dungeon 2. Yeah, 940. Yeah, there is a lot. I mean, I think they need to get their modding going, I feel like, Stefan. But nonetheless, we're still going to play a run. We are still going to play a run. I want to do a shuffle run. That last Crocodilian run was a lot of fun, and I would like to do that again.
The Shadow's advance has been halted for a time.
But yeah, at the moment, I think I have a hard time putting my finger on exactly what the challenge is, but like, so first of all, Stefan, one major thing that's been on my mind is I've been interested in starting to check out some of the mods. Like, I like the idea of the permanent bounty hunter mod, like the idea of being able to add multiple heroes of each class to a party comp. So, you know, like double highwayman or, you know, those types of things. Double grave robber for some like insane shuffle comps, etc. The mods for those aren't getting updated. It's been a month since the last update came out for Darkest Dungeon, and those mods still aren't updated. So I don't know. It's got me a little worried. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start doing one run a week of Darkest Dungeon, and then we will shift over to Ring of Pain for the second half of the stream. I think Ring of Pain in Lustrous is going to share Thursdays with Darkest Dungeon for the time being. We'll do a run of Darkest Dungeon, we'll do a run of Ring of Pain, and then the daily uploads will alternate between the two of them. That's the plan. I got a hankering for a shuffle comp. Let's see what we can do here.
Nightmare. An apocalypse that only we can oppose.
Oh, your heroes have memories that can be equipped. So we did something that earned us at least one memory during our last stream. All right, it was these two. What do we got on offer? So over here, we got travel healing. We got the crit memory on our highwayman. We like that. And then
We cling to what we can remember.
I feel like second chance is the best, because what do we already have here? We have HP, stun resist. Yeah, we like this. We wouldn't mind the food HP, but that includes today's stream in Lustrous. Yes, I've already queued up a second stream as a redirect, And I think we're gonna do a chapter 5 run. I'm in on that.
Indistinct and ill-lighted. No compass awaits you here.
Well, cowardice action. It's been a while since we've cowardiced. But yeah, I feel like there's still a lot of potential in Darkest Dungeon 2, but it's I have to agree, like I enjoy playing it like I enjoyed playing the first one, but there's something missing. There's some little bit of something missing. Let's see. So, people I definitely want on the squad are these 3 knuckleheads. And then we kind of have to decide what our plan is with the last slot. Since we're going to be lunging, we're going to be pirouetting. Wait, Rose, you're a wanderer currently? Is that so? Yeah, so I've gotten quite a few wins at this point on my own time in Lustrous. So there's a temptation to go Vestal here.
A sister of battle, repudiated but unbowed.
I think this is the way I want to go. The Jinx Vanguard, the Tactical Thinker, the Field Surgeon, and the Tactical Thinker. Yeah, let's try this out. We're definitely going to have some issues with. I mean, we could also skip a tank altogether. If we wanted to get really crazy, we could throw a sharp shot in. Nah, let's be a little safer with our one run. Yeah, we'll do this. Hopefully we don't murder everybody. Famous last words. Yeah, we still have a lot more to do with Ring of Pain. Moth, welcome. You have not only been summoned, but you have been included in our happy band. How goes it? Yes, so I've gotten some wins on medium in Lustrous as well, or at least one win on medium, maybe only just the one. And there is a hard mode. Hard mode feels extremely brutal. Like, extremely brutal. What's the best way to handle this? I think we just go for the kill here. I think just getting rid of one is the best thing to do. It's going well, Pallone. How are you doing?
A trifling matter.
Other than being on your lunch break, that is. Do we care about Dead Ringer? It's the speed on enemies isn't that huge a deal, I don't think. So the downside isn't terrible on that one. Poetry. Eating some chicken tendies. You lucky son of a gun. The very best for a little bit of crit. Okay.
conventional fare.
Like I said, I wanted to do a hatchling crocodilian run. So that's the plan. Do we have any truly terrible quirks? Lazy Eye, don't care. Swine feeding. Melodophobic is annoying, but it doesn't look like we picked up any of the goodies that require it. Now, I'm a little torn about upgrades here. I feel like we're going to have a decent number of crits. Maybe not enough for the stress healing. The conservative play, I think, is Retribution and Bolster. So we'll go with that, but
Every road a winding torment.
Severed Finger is quite interesting. No, it's not that great because we're not rocking Intermezzo. Maybe we should have rocked Intermezzo. Naked and Afraid is a guaranteed 2 mastery, so we'll go with that.
Resignation and death.
These should all be zeros.
Truly barren.
I think I will save the poetry for the time being.
The next stop is leagues away. Plan
I don't think
accordingly.
pet doesn't count towards anything. Now, here's the question. We don't really have the supplies to do a general, in my humble opinion. I'll grab that stuff just in case we pick up a few more things, but I think we'll probably be skipping the general this first region. And let's get this stuff equipped. I don't know about Dead Ringer. I don't think we need it. I'm gonna save the very best for the future. I forgot to customize appearances. Everything is ruined. So there's a very interesting interplay here between consecrations.
Rewards only. Resignation.
We don't have a lot of time to get anything for the lair. I will go left to pick this up, but I think we're dipping and not doing the general. That makes it. We need a few more things to push back, or we're not going to be able to. Like we could put Bellow. We could put Bellow on you. See, now the gears are turning. We're right on the cusp of having enough to potentially do the thing. The problem is just that we have Rose, who's very squishy. She can take some hits. It's not the end of the world. Actually, I guess probably Defender is the best play here. Internet connection has fallen into lava and melted away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it, Firefly. I'm sorry to hear it. Questionable whether that was the right play, but I wanted to get her in position to get that going. Ooh. Oh my gosh, is every hit a crit? Yeah, sorry to hear about the technical difficulties, Firefly. I will, you're here in spirit, that's for sure. That's fine. We wanted the taunt there anyways. We don't love the stress, but we need to figure out a plan with that. We may need to give her a different ability to try and offset the fact that she's going to get stuck in rank 2 sometimes. This is relentless though. Just want to say for the record. That was just a lot of abuse. Which one is protecting you? Oh yeah, it's always the front one, isn't it? I think we just eliminate that one because we're not gonna get enough hits. Getting a little nervous about our boy the Man-at-Arms here. Just resolute the stress check. Easy peasy. Of course. Silly me for not thinking of that in Lustrous. I'm worried this guy's gonna explode, though. This is tricky. So, okay, actually, here's the play. We solo here to knock the guard off, which also puts her in position to close.
A simple variable, easily resolved.
All right, and then we have a. Oh, you can't crush from this position. I see. So I'm taking... Oh, yeah. I forgot we had the riposte. I was going to say I was taking one more round, but, yeah. I don't... This team in its current configuration, I haven't figured it out well enough to go after a general right now, I don't think. It's not feeling great quite yet. No quad squads yet, Mr. Scrake. We were actually just talking about... that. I think... I might actually put Mace Bash on. I think Darkest Dungeon is gonna be chilling a bit for a while. So I think we're gonna keep doing one run a week, but that will probably be it, and we'll switch over on Thursdays to something else afterwards, because it's kind of dead out here. I was taking a look. And the problem. No, let's see. You just got that. The concurrent player count on Darkest Dungeon is pretty on Darkest Dungeon 2, that is pretty disappointing, all things considered. Not to talk ill of it, but like there are not that many people playing Darkest Dungeon 2 right now, unfortunately. Which bums me out, because I think it's a beautiful game. It needs a little more something. I don't know. It's hard to These guys, their crit rate is off the charts. It's a little bit absurd. Now this is a tricky one. I think we need to... I think we need to keep her in this position. How do we do this, actually? This might be... I think that's a good play. We'll stealth her up. We have no combo to speak of. So we do this. I think we do this for the defend token. Do we have authentic wooden doors? Maybe. Not intentionally, but yeah, that was some door noisage. Let's see. I guess I'm a little worried about our man-at-arms right now. I think we need to let other people take some hits potentially. Of course they won't, but I think putting up the taunt there would have been unnecessarily risky. What's the cooldown on Divine Comfort? Cooldown 2. All right. So like by the end of this fight, we got 9. Oh, that's a huge one. All right, so we need to just chillax here until everybody has had a chance to do their thing. Healing Solve to the rescue. That's all I have to say on that one. Interesting that we can get rid of those. Probably shouldn't have left both up. Hey, Rusty, how's it going? It's going well over here. So we were just talking about. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, so I apologize in advance. But I was just talking about the fact that I think Darkest Dungeon 2 is going to be taking a small break from the roster as like a full day game, because it's just been
Sweet reprieve.
it's not been performing the way that I hoped it would. So I think Ring of Pain is going to take the second half of Thursdays, which I'm very excited about. I've been enjoying Ring of Pain a lot, so I'm not complaining. But also this team that we have right here going right now, I don't know. It's not knocking my socks off. This shuffle comp is struggling. Oh, and I think this is gonna be actually, I guess we'll blow up the backliners pretty quickly. Hopefully. So this is the perfect setup. So what's going to happen with Consecration of Light is we're going to finale first, and then right after we finale, we'll immediately get a strength on our pirouette also, which will be nice. Good for business.
Measure out your violence and apply it judiciously.
So we have Croc on this team in Lustrous. That is what we're running. We are running the Crocodilian. Oh, the one off there was a bit of a shame.
A petty hindrance.
Yeah, I'm with you in Lustrous. Like I certainly think that it deserves love, but I don't know. There's just some, you know, like I hate to use like very ambiguous terms, but you know, there's some little bit of magic. We could talk about doing keeping Thursday Darkest Dungeon days and taking a look at maybe Black Reliquary or something like that. I'm loving BG3. Not performing well on the channel, but games need to fulfill one of two criteria to stay in my rotation. They either need to capture my attention or they need to capture all of your attention. And at the moment, BG3 has my attention, and games like The Last Spell have your collective attention, much more so than Darkest Dungeon 2, unfortunately. I'm gonna go right here. Hope for the road fight. Nice. Ooh, road fight and creature den. Wow, lucked out big time. Lucked out big time, but also a little nervous because this team does not perform particularly well against heavy dot comps. We need to get those lunges and pirouettes upgraded. That was probably a mistake because this guy's going to be stealthed, so we won't be able to finale him. Obelisk is somewhere in the middle in Lustrous. I want... Come on, with the periodic paralysis, really? I want it to be doing better than it is doing. It's doing okay. It's not neither the best nor the worst performing game on the channel. Periodic paralysis, it directly into a stun the freaking first round that I can get it. Ugh. You're killing me, Smalls. But yeah, Obelisk, I think the answer for Obelisk may be maybe getting some of that guide content going, which as we I don't think I've talked about it yet, but we'll get all that. Sasha is out of town. My girlfriend is out of town for the week. Or not for the week, but for the weekend at least. So I'm going to be... I got a lot of work that I want to do on the channel. And so we'll be doing some of that. I also feel like... -2 speed. Yeah. That really messed us up pretty good. And by that, I mean the Crocodilian. Plus the periodic paralysis has really messed up our Grave Robber and is really throwing things into a bit of a tizzy. Yeah, so I have a handful of things. So first of all, I have wanted for a long time to clean up the YouTube chat integration so that it works well, and I think I have found a way to make it significantly more reliable. So that's on my list. I want to refactor. I wrote a little library for doing the YouTube chat detection, and now I think I have a more reliable way that doesn't require a Chrome plugin or browser parsing. So I want to do that. I also want to start making some YouTube shorts. I want to get a good pipeline in place for making shorts, because I think that will have the potential to bring some people to the channel and get some people excited about things. So yeah, so I want to do that. I also absolutely want to finish up the guide content that we've talked about. Now that we're not going to the general, I'm going to go ahead and pop that to get some of that dodge gone. So I want to get some guide content going for Across the Obelisk. I want to finish up the template so I feel like I have a good setup. 50-50 on that one. All right. Yeah, that is absolutely true. We do have a lot of great moments for short content. And one thing that I haven't talked about on the channel, but I did some weeks ago, maybe longer than weeks ago, but I changed up my recording setup, so I now actually record 3 videos when we're streaming. So my face cam is always recorded as an isolated video. The gameplay with the absence of my commentary, or so basically gameplay plus game content, is a second recording, and then the mashed up combined version is a third. So the logical end result of that, and the reason that I did it in the first place, was with the hope that I would be able to make high quality short content by being able to recombine the pieces of the stream in ways that are kind of like more good, better ish, obviously. So yeah, so that's an ongoing project for sure. Okay, so these 2 are going to go absolutely last, which could be a really good thing. Bear with me, but if we can one-shot this guy, what are the chances? It's a 50-50. All right, there's a certain irony to leaving him at 1 HP. I will cop to. We'll get rid of your blind, even though it wastes some of that. I think we're better off hitting the reset button here a little bit and doing it this way. Yeah, so this gives us 3 people's worth of turn. So I think I'm okay with it. But yeah, so I need to figure out a better system for shorts content. That's for sure. What's my plan here? Nice hit. Oh, locked in place too. I forgot about how the General's Trinket could be interesting for us here. I don't think we had the juice for the General this last time, but all right, 2 25s was too many to wish for. But getting rid of even one of them is good. I am really struggling with her. The Crocodilian is doing great work for our damage. We're at like between 18 and 24% damage. But our speed is starting to tank pretty hard. Also, the repeated like solo thing is not... I'm not in love with it. Like, we're spending too much of our time soloing, I fear. We might need Sanctuary on our friend.
Welcome relief from caustic agony.
So I don't in Lustrous, and I'm actually I'm of 2 minds, right? I think that stream highlights are certainly a good option for shorts. I also think that there's a lot of things like, you know, in the world of Baldur's Gate, as an example, right? There's a huge amount of potential for shorts that are like just brief guides, essentially, right? So I think there's something to be said about that as well. You know, like one example that I think is very interesting from Baldur's Gate that it took me a long time to kind of like understand and appreciate is the difference between like pickup distance and interaction distance. I think there are probably a lot of new players who are not familiar with those differences. 28 damage, not bad. Got up to 30+% here. Yeah, but definitely I think a mix of both is the place that I'm imagining. landing. And I think that what it boils down to for me, also the tokens are terrifying here. So yeah, so I think epic and funny moments either. You know, there's always like those great comedic timing moments. Okay, so you're about to act. So we blow you up so this one doesn't get a chance to get a snack. Yeah, I don't know, this team is kind of weird. I don't think it's popping off. The 3 mastery from that is nice though. So for next region, we're gonna have a lot of mastery if nothing else. Time Worn volumes. We can get some books, maybe all the books. We really need a hospital to the point where I may go to this unknown strictly for the potential that it converts into a hospital. Exactly. Those are some of my favorite ones. Although I do think, and this is an interesting one. Positive quirk. What are your quirks right now? Amateur weaponsmith and that, or we could get books. Books are a bunch of damage, so I'll grab that. Hopefully we get the full complement of books.
The Wainwright awaits.
Yep.
Eager to plow.
All right. Oh, and wow, that was an insane haul. And I'm gonna roll the dice on this. Give me a hospital game. That's not a hospital. But yeah, I think that one thing that I'm very cautious of, and I'm curious if other people. So first of all, like show of hands, who is watching YouTube Shorts these days? Because I know I am. Like I get in the doom mode from time to time. That 6 was a real bummer. The doom scrolling, endless flicking type of mode. But I find that the things that I like the least are the lazy YouTube Shorts. Like I think a lot of people have gotten in this mode of just being like, I'm just gonna package up essentially like boring garbage and turn it into shorts. You know, like they just have like the automatic conversion thing where they're just like converting their stream into shorts, and those ones I almost never enjoy. I really struggle to appreciate them. So those are the ones that I'm most concerned about. I feel like there's going to need to be a little bit of editing to make shorts something that I am excited to share with the world, for lack of a better description. Which is really hard because I also really enjoy, like, low effort is the wrong term to describe what the shorts that I like, but I like the ones that are just like, you know, a person talking to their phone and it's clear that it's very, you know, very informal, very hastily created type of thing. I don't know. It's hard. I'm of multiple minds about shorts, clearly. The worst shorts are the cutout moments from other people's videos and overly edited with music and transitions. Yeah, I'm always worried with the ones where, like, it feels to me like sometimes there are just some videos that are like, that I watch them and I'm like, I don't even know what the point was. Like, you know, I am literally unclear on what the thing that this short was trying to communicate was. You know, like, things happened. You know, it was clear that it was taken from a stream, but like I don't understand what the goal was. And then as a side note, I hate this. This guy is proving a real pain in the butt to dispatch. I could kill him by encoring my my grave robber, but I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, context matters, and I want them to be readable, and I want people to be like, oh yeah, the reason that they highlighted this moment, oh, that was actually epic. And one of the problems is that with vertical video, something like this, like I've had epic moments in in streams of, say, Darkest Dungeon, as an example. And it's really hard for me to figure out, I think I'll do this. For me to figure out how to fit this into the frame in a way that is communicative and understandable. Oh, man, the Vestal really needs to have both Judgment and Mace Bash for this to work. And it's driving me batty here. Like, we're not in any danger at the moment, but like, it's not pretty either.
A lesson taught is a lesson learned.
Yeah, it needs to be like I think that's the tricky part, right? Is how does one make a short that it is very clear, like, you know, for lack of a better concept, the point. So what I'm trying to show in a short, I think, is the nature of the kinds of content that people would get if they came to my channel, right? So I'm trying to establish like a value proposition that is going to get new viewers to come to the channel, right? That's ultimately the purpose. So I want people to come away with an understanding of what we do here, why this is an interesting place to be, what our community looks like, those types of things. Which I think is a reasonable plan to have, for lack of a better descriptor. Let's see, let's drop those there, double that up there. Thunderclaps aren't bad to have handy. But yeah, and I also just want to make things that people enjoy watching. Those are the two goals, right? Like I want to be sensitive to the fact that I don't want to sell people a bill of goods that is not what I am, right? You know, like I try with, say, my guide style content not to bury the lead and not to be clickbaity. That's an interesting idea. Talk me through that. Talk me through that a little more, in Lustrous. What does periodic paralysis also give weakness? Where's the weakness coming from? So like an introduction to the short before you show a clip. Yes. Oh, now I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's hard to do this and play at the same time. But yes, no, I see what you're saying. Yes, and I think that's a really good idea. Yeah. Because I think that shows some intentionality to the clip, right? Okay, I think we blow up the cherub this way, and then we lunge the altar. The vulnerable on this is brutal, as a side note. That was a weak sauce hit. Yeah, no, I like that idea a lot. Little worrisome there. Extremely bad there. I'm going to get her off the front pretty quick, so I'm going to take care of that so it doesn't... Friggin' periodic paralysis, I swear. I swear. I think I also need Sanctuary. Maybe this team doesn't need Consecrations at all. Is that a crazy thought?
Empowered Emboldened.
Let's get rid of this guy. Frost Prime having a good example for such shorts. He just makes a brief intro before showing the clip from his stream. I like that idea. I do like that idea. Nice freaking hit. Wow. That was pretty good. I guess I should have hit the other one there. That was not my finest work. Get a bit of a heal that way. But yeah, if you have specific examples of shorts that you enjoyed in Lustrous that are like of a gaming nature, and you can find them, like you know you're a subscriber to them or whatever, definitely don't hesitate to share them in the Discord. I would be very interested. Probably should have taken one of these out rather than putting them both on Death's Door. That was pretty sloppy. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but...
Victory supposes strategy. Press on.
Definitely should have put combo on the other one. Periodic paralysis again. 5% might as well be 100%, I feel like sometimes. Yeah. No pressure, but it is definitely on my mind. It's definitely something that I want to spend some time thinking about and working on this weekend. Right now, I think the priority list is first I want to get YouTube chat shored up, which I think is probably like, I don't know, not an insanely heavy lift, but, you know, I think it's going to take, might take like 4 hours or something like that, because I am going to be rewriting like a library that I previously rewrote over again. There's also, historically, there was the idea of doing coding streams. I'm always just so worried that I'm going to, like, you know, leak a client secret or something like that and end up ruining my life. You know, end up like flashing a stream key up on the screen or something like that. But it would be fun. Okay, we got 2 mastery from that, 2 mastery from that. 7 mastery feels pretty good. Still, oh, and we ditched melodophobic. Curmudgeon is a real bummer, but coding stream is tricky for sure. There's just enough kind of like sensitive bits and bobs. Looks like we're going to the sluice.
Each improvement, a new variable.
This is extremely unnecessary, but how often do you get to have all the books? There's also no sluice book. Sad.
Fair, but fairly priced.
Gonna pick up this. It's something that I would consider more in like a members only type of stream potentially. I think in that context it might be able to work. So until we find a hospital, I'm gonna roll the dice on a couple of these idols, which is like, I don't love the idea, but we'll do this. Hope that it. Wow, the perfect positive. Ooh. Unfortunate. Oh, Curmudgeon blocks the whiskey barrel. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. In Lustrous, yes. I probably shouldn't use these right now either. Does anyone still have any stress? Yeah, plenty of people still have some stress. I will use this, and then let's take... Now that you're a Curmudgeon, you still have a 10% negative chance here and here. Okay, well, you and Rusty will take this. I'm going to give Rose the food. All right, and then we'll call that good enough for the sluice. Now, mastery-wise, this is going to be a big one for us. Well, hopefully it involves no sensitive information. Obviously, my intention is for it not to have any sensitive information. But I also think that it's the kind of thing that a small percentage of the population would be excited about, anyways. Lunge and pirouette are bread and butter, so I'm going to grab those two, and then... So what's... Let me leave here for a second. So you, what the heck are you actually going to be using? I don't think we can take ministrations off. I kind of feel like we have to do this. Divine Grace, I think, needs an upgrade. Let's go Divine Grace and Judgment for our upgrades. It would have been nice to get Crush upgraded, but... I don't think there's value there to be had. Ministrations, the cooldown doesn't get any better, but there is a lot of upshot to that. I hate leaving Consecration of Light off. All right, we'll do that.
Consider your position.
Sluiceward ho we go. Did we have any things that would help us potentially? I'm gonna grab this just on the off chance that we can get back to the general. I don't know how this team works with the general's trophy. In fact, no, we're not gonna go for the general's trophy. That would be wasteful. Oh, we got the disease removal. It's so true in Lustrous. It's so true. Okay, so you're always going to be going first then. I would love some resistances. All right, we're going to go ahead. This is good enough. Sluiceward ho we go. Respect has been found on the open road. Yeah, we're like it's the one thing about the Vestal that I struggle most with. The Vestal's ability to remove dots is really limited. Ministrations, like, I hate to say that it's bad, but it's kind of bad. I think that the upgrade should remove the cooldown. We may end up with a loathing overflow. Positive relationships in this economy. Indeed. Okay, who's your best relationship? Looks like you and Moth are tight enough. Ouch. That's a disappointment right there for sure. I don't like spending 3 actions on that. That's weak sauce. But we got some dodges, so the back guy should be hitting into our man-at-arms. Oh, or skittering, okay. Yeah, there's something about the class balance as well. That's a real challenge. Speaking of the need for ministrations, That's a lot of dots. Hey, Utopia! Welcome, welcome. What's new and exciting? We're shuffling it up over here. Also, very strange squad in terms of the way that we're building our Vestal. I'm running no consecrations on a Seraph Vestal, which is probably ill-advised. Stress heal of 2 on upgrade administrations. Interesting question. It's not really what I'm looking for out of it, I don't think. Let's see, we have enough to get everybody done. So I'll just do that. Yeah, I think ministrations, it's just the cooldown. Like, the cooldown is the killer. I feel like any given turn... Like, so the Vestal has long cooldowns on so many of their abilities, right? They are a very cooldown-driven hero, right? Like, if we go into their kit and we just take a look. The abilities that I use, at least, Divine Grace cooldown, Consecration of Fortitude cooldown, Ministrations cooldown, Sanctuary cooldown, Consecration cooldown, Divine Comfort cooldown, right? Like, those are the bread and butter skills that I like to use on a Vestal, and they're all cooldown limited. So generally what I need is something to intersperse in the middle to be able to, like, you know, provide some utility when I'm not using big cooldown abilities. Indeed, Utopia, we are hunting swine. Let's see. So it's either a buff or food and a positive quirk. I don't mind picking up some food. What the heck is the buff, though? It's Lurker. Let's check this out. So you get a buff. What the heck is the buff? Okay, well, it's not showing up here. Right? The only condition we have is the stale bread that we ate. All right. Well, that was a weird one. Maybe in our next fight we'll have something, or for the remainder of the region we'll have something. Oh, was it Moth who got the buff? Oh, I'll go check in a second here. Okay, it's got to be between these two. We get a strength token here. You're gonna cook up some swine for us? So Moth got the buff. Well, Moth has nothing at all. So nope, this is what it was. It was Rose, and it was a +4 to next in, putting her at 13 speed. But it's weird that it didn't show up on her character profile majig. I should have remembered that was gonna do that. These are our 2 damage dealers, so I'll go ahead and hit you with that, I think. I'm gonna wait until we get rid of the negatives. We're in a good, get rid of the blocks, that is, and we're in a good position because we got dodges on our frontliners, and this guy has just a tendency to hammer on the frontliners.
Victory supposes strategy. Press on.
Not my finest hit there. That's what the Grave Robber is good for. I love me some Grave Robber for exactly that reason. I'm kind of thinking with this comp, we may be better off. Oops. I forgot to use the mineral water. That was my plan. But looks like we may get another round to do it. You don't need healing. We have to delay a lot. I think I'll just do that and finish it. But yeah, Grave Robber, the Nightsworn Grave Robber, hits like a freaking truck when they have stealth and they get to lunge. Oh, that was a loathing node? How lovely.
There are rumors these rancorous beasts have some demonic spark of...
Okay, we got a road fight.
...intelligence.
E for effort. E for effort again. Get rid of his block. And then we're just hoping we can get okay. We're not going to get a pirouette. Ooh, the follow-up. Nicely done. Alright, we're going to lose him to the ether for a moment here. But yeah, I want to find a way to get a consecrate back on her, I think for sure. Because she's if she's not collecting any of the good stuff, aka conviction, we're kind of missing out. You know, it's always a funny thing. All right, I guess I do taunt up here. He's probably gonna hit both, but yeah, okay. So the taunt was not useful. I probably should have just went for the crush. Also, the respectful giving improved dodge here has been quite excellent. It's we're doing okay. We have a decent run on our hands without it being a one run at the moment. Mainly because we've got a funky team. Yeah, okay. I think I need to reconsider our man. Our man-at-arms is spending a lot of time in rank 3. But the problem is I don't want to move our Jester back to rank 3. That's not good for business. I'd also love to get some stun resist for all of our heroes.
Scavenge what you can and be off once more.
Ideally, successful funk is the vision. Yes. There's something demoralizing about constantly failing funkitude. That's the only thing. All right. You two can take the hit. Oh, these lunges are not knocking the doors off. Okay, we don't care about that because we'll still get the pirouette. We'll do a stress heal, but I'm gonna put up the taunt first. Well, yeah, I think that's the tricky bit in Lustrous from my perspective, is that I agree wholeheartedly with the fact that they don't all have to be wins, but I also am firmly of the opinion that you also don't want to be playing so far out of your league that it's not fun to watch. You know, there's that balance. You want Zane without it just being like you losing runs over and over again. Because nobody likes just watching people who are bad, right? They want weird and skilled. At least that's what I look for. Okay, we're definitely finishing things up here, so I guess just fish for the crit and also put ourselves in a position to get a lunge going. Oh. No lunge will be gotten. My bad.
Cooperation is the key.
Silly me. Our anti-stealth is in a place where it cannot use its stealthiness. Now that he's the only one, though, now we can target with any ability, even though he's stealthed. So there we go. Yes, I do think that is true. There is in the name of science as well, but yeah, I think that the balance is the best way to go. You know, sometimes you like people to do zany things, like it's like those Elderlicht runs last night, right? At the end of the day, what will be redeeming is when we apply the Zane and also get the victory in spite of some, you know, setbacks or losing heroes, etc. We're getting a lot of fights here, that's for sure.
Empowered, emboldened.
I do sometimes feel like combo should prevent stealth, kind of like Mark prevents stealth in Across the Obelisk. There's a certain irony to the fact that whenever I want to get a pirouette, there's never one to be found. The game works hard to prevent us from ever getting one.
This road cannot be walked alone. Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
See, so I can also use ministrations to remove days, which is probably why... That's probably why it was given the 1-turn cooldown, if I had to guess. I think we get the kill here. Yeah, no, I mean, I see the... Each loss brings us closer to victory. Indeed. I've heard Wayne say that, Utopia, for sure. But there's something similar about Mark and Combo, right? Like both of them are buffs that when applied to an enemy enhance your capacity to dispatch or deal with that entity. You know, like that's the way that I think of it. And in that regard, like Combo is marking an enemy, making them, you know, like susceptible, vulnerable, or, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't know. Like I see thematically how those two work.
There are yet places such as this.
All right.
Little light still gathers.
We still got Curmudgeon blocking. 3 mastery from there is not bad.
Is the greatest teacher of all.
A little bit of woof on this one. Don't love to see that. Let's see, what else are we... Being able to use Encore and not get weak is pretty good. Rampart is really calling me. Even though we're not currently using it. I'm gonna grab Rampart, Crush, and Divine Comfort. It is, but I think I think it's always very janky, right? Like it's always very janky the way that stealth prevention happens in the game. I've always felt is a little bit wonky. Let's see. So hit ourselves with another one of these. Hope for similarly good results to last time. All right, that was very good. 2 regions to mountain. I think we hold off. Okay, so your Moth's going to be going first now. I think that's the way that I like it. So I'll hang on to this. We don't need this. Whiskey Barrel doesn't work on you.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning.
How are our relationships looking? Because we have Curmudgeon. So what's this one again? Okay, we'll scout academic studies. What was I looking at here? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we should... The only real relationships that are problematic are Rusty with Moth and Rose. So let's try and fix those up.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Now, 14, that's not... That is good enough. Okay, so... 14 is good enough, 13 is not. So do we have one more? We could hit her with a slow. It won't be the end of the world. There we go. Hello, Tenebrae. In DD1, only the shield breaker could get enemies out of stealth. No, I think didn't tracking shot do it too?
Everywhere.
We haven't shrouded it in a while.
Everywhere. In need.
Our move resist is terrible, so the idea of doing a Leviathan is a little hard to swallow. We could pick up a buttressing band. It's pretty nominal though. Let's just go. It does mean that we have yet to pick up a head, which is very unlike me. We're much more likely to kill the Harvest Child than kill the Leviathan. Is how I'm feeling right now. We have a decent number of smoke bombs. I guess we'll go to the feeder instead.
Farms and fields of our kingdom, overrun with putrescence and rot.
All right, Fetor, here we come.
Aspiration unites the hope.
The Leviathan is bad on Leviathan is good on shuffle comps, but anytime you're losing a hero to some type of abduction mechanic, and you don't have a way to counteract that, I think it's tough. Yes, the Leviathan does do some shuffling of its own. Let's see, what are we working with here? We don't need the hospital anymore. All right, I guess we're just going down the right side. We'll pick up the Hoarder. I think we have a decent number of baubles. So maybe we can grab ourselves just like a 20% damage trinket or something like that.
At least we know what's coming.
But yeah, I don't like doing the Leviathan if I don't have move resist. Because you're just... The problem is you can get into a situation where, like, weird people get abducted that throws off your rhythm or, you know, those types of things. Alright, well, that's the one that I wanted. We could grab a profane scroll. I don't think that's the play. I think Greater Sharpness Charm is the best thing we can pick up right now. Yeah, no real downside. Candles and chocolate, we don't really need. There's a ceremonial drum we would have needed. I'm actually going to buy some milk-soaked linen. Just in case for the boss. Now, we kind of hope that we don't get bumper crop. Because if it's our only trophy, we don't really want to have a minus 50% death's door. Go figure. Controversial opinion. But yeah, I would say shuffle comps are pretty good against Leviathan, but any comp where you're potentially losing people to the hand is a dangerous comp. Okay, you and Moth, I think, technically are the ones to go. Double dinner cart. Go for the ordained one first. I really don't like the way the Vessel is playing right now, I'm not gonna lie. It's not wowing me. Alright, one down. Oh yeah, I picked up the improved thingamajig. I think these guys eat corpses, so I'm just gonna bring him forward and get rid of the corpse. Yeah, I have definitely tried Bonk Vestal. I like it. It's been a while, and obviously Bonk Vestal and Bonk Vestal doesn't play terribly well with shuffle comps because you can't reliably be in the right place at the right time to be able to get your bonks. 34 damage ain't bad though. Like, if I could figure out a way to make this team work so that our Vessel was consistently back rank, then I think it would be a very different game, right, than the one that we have right now. Also, I don't think I equipped the damage trinket, which is, like, the whole point. I don't really care if she goes later right now. That's a bad idea. Maybe it isn't a bad idea. We'll try it for a little bit. We can potentially resist the... Actually, yeah. The problem is Daze is not on the debuff resist setup. So I think that's actually a mistake. Yeah, Rusty. So we were talking about... Oh, Rusty and Yoba. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. And so, yes, there are a handful of mods that are out there on... but largely, they haven't even been updated to the latest version of Darkest Dungeon, or Darkest Dungeon 2, as sad as that is. So, like, the Bounty Hunter mod, the pick multiple of the same classes mod, all of these mods are still... are still on the previous version, which just really makes me nervous because I think it means that not a lot of people are playing the game, or, you know, and I mean, we validated that because we took a look at SteamDB earlier in the stream, and unfortunately, it has this game has like half the concurrent player base of the previous game. Oh, that's a rough one to lose 2 on both of them. But yeah, less than half as many active players are playing Darkest Dungeon 2 as are playing Darkest Dungeon 1 when we started streaming this morning. That is a good question, Rusty. I do sometimes forget that it is also available there. But I suspect at best it's tied and probably less than, unfortunately. But this is the thing, Tenebrae. You know, generally speaking, while I agree that it helps to have expansions, etc., I don't think that it's an explanation for the less than amazing performance, because unfortunately, like, this is the new game, right? It should have the excitement and the interest of people. Like, I don't think expansions are kind of the difference maker, unfortunately. The double dazes hurts a little bit here. Nice freaking hit there, though. That's what I'm getting at, Tenebrae. Like, I think that's the challenge, is that there was a certain magic to the original Darkest Dungeon that unfortunately I just don't think was quite captured here. If I do this, we can do a bit of stress healing, and then we can exit the fight. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to think about it because I've been looking at my own YouTube statistics, and it's just a struggle. Unfortunately, Darkest Dungeon 2 is not keeping and retaining the eyeballs and the interest in the same way that I was hoping it would. Hold still. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And then we do have to kill a boss at some point. So let me...
Mind the wheels.
Gonna swap those to there and those to there. I really despise fighting the Harvest Child, so this is a rare treat. I think for the purposes of this fight, Bellow doesn't do much for us.
This
we have this region, then one more region, and then the mountain. I think we'll finish up around noon. Oh, 100% Tenebrae. That you can set your watch by my my hatred of babies. 1 off, 2, 3 off. Never mind.
A promising development.
Okay, just means another lunge for us. That's slightly annoying though. Four for 6 rounds. Respect on that one. Oh, no more lunge for us.
The work continues.
Okay, so definitely need some serious healing out of our Vestal here. That is not how you get healing done. Dang it. So I like the days here. And the... I think we do this first. She can do some self-healing once we get rid of the dot. I don't like that we left this guy up. That was not my original intention, but we have dodge tokens, so it's okay. We're greeding it here. All right, there we go.
Straightforward.
Not bad.
And effective.
DD1 with the token mechanics would certainly make it more appealing to more people. I like the usage of tokens and removal of accuracy, but I still prefer DD1. I think it's the rest of the trappings. If you were to ask me, like the ambiance, the design of the of the levels, the exploration, the kind of like it's hard to explain, but like the dead time, I think is really important to the game. And I know like dead time is a weird, like it sounds like a negative, but what I mean by that is like there's like lulls in the gameplay that allow the waners to really hit hard. I'm actually not sure I entirely agree in Lustrous, because I've given it a lot of thought, and there was certainly that's certainly, I could see that being a component. What's the best way to do this? Here's what I think we do. I think we encore, but I actually think that Darkest Dungeon 1, at some point we'll go back to it and we'll see, but I think it's held people's attention for a reason. And I think it has something to do with the game design more than anything. Because it's totally true that I have a lot of happy memories of Darkest Dungeon. You're stunnable. Sure, let's do that. I have a lot of happy Oh, resisted the stun. Alright, we'll get it anyways. We're gonna go into this fight hopefully healthy. We're not gonna get any more healing out of him, and he's the only one who needs it. Yeah, they're definitely different in nature. Let's see. Royal Summons. When moving, 10% chance of crit. Play out removes a negative token if turn end in rank 4. Royal Summons we might be able to work. DD1 had XCOM inspiration. DD2 is more of like a modern roguelite. I think the long campaign is definitely a component of it. Which one do we get? We got Bumper Crop. All right. That's a thing that can happen.
The harvest is here. Pity those with a place at the table.
Does this ruins my stealth, doesn't it? I think it does. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Good resists. So if I'm smart about it, there is a vulnerable strength solo in our future. Let's do that. Wolf's Invasion and the Crimson Court certainly lend themselves to base management. Ah, my vulnerable token. Dang it. This is still going okay, though, I will say. Despite my sadness. I expect DD2 will have a roguelike progression instead of the usual XCOM strategic stuff. Instead, DD2 got really into modern roguelikes. Yeah, I mean, I think this is absolutely true. Let's see. We're pretty close to being done here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop her from eating. Ordering could play a role here. If our Jester goes first, we can save... if our Jester... Nope, never mind. Okay. Those aromas don't matter. Push him back so we don't get another Maw of Life. Yeah, I tend to agree a bit, Scarlet Silver. I don't think that that the nature of the game is too XCOM-like-ish. Although, you know, like, the flip side is the base and air defense portion of XCOM I also don't think are particularly... I don't think this will trigger her hunger. This is a bit of a risk, but I believe that because it's an extra turn, she gets to go. Yes, she does. Okay. Like the base defense portion of XCOM, or the base crafting part of XCOM, also felt kind of like, yeah, it's present. It is whatever, but yeah, I think that in both they're pretty incidental. Like Darkest Dungeon 1, yeah, you have to upgrade your township. That is a thing that's on your to-do list, but like I don't think it's hugely transformative, nor do I think that it is the reason that I like... Do we care about this? Not really. But I mean right now all we have is books, so I guess we do take it. I'm going to try out Royal Summons. And we'll toss Ghastly Gruel there. Get rid of that. Still want more characters. Yeah, I want more characters for sure. I really want to see modding, because I think that that is an enduring part of the Darkest Dungeon legacy, is that there's some incredible mods that were created.
Wheels askew, coach limping.
All right, we can't take any more wheel damage. That's a bit unfortunate. 43%.
And corpulent, slaves to their hunger.
You've just been ruining your relationship with everyone. I guess Rusty's taking this one. I want the Duchess from DD1 mod as a player character human version. Like the Crimson Court Duchess, is that the one that you're referring to? I'm kind of wondering if... No, I think we go solo finale here. The runaway based on some part. Have they officially acknowledged that? Like have they said we were inspired by X mod? Like, I'm not saying that it isn't true. It's just usually game devs are pretty guarded about even admitting those types of things. But I do think, I mean, like, fire was a very logical place for them to go. Let's see. Flag and Shieldbreaker from DLCs. Yeah, I mean, I think their plan is certainly for there to be new heroes coming in. Like, I think they've said as much. We're not going to get this guy dead, which feels extremely bad.
Cooperation is the key.
Arbalest Men-at-Arms weren't part of the original cast. Yes, these are true as well. I think that the Abomination is... I've said this before on stream, but I think that the Abomination, to me, is the most interesting... oh my gosh, the way that I'm playing around this regen is very embarrassing. But yeah, I think this should be a kill, right? Yeah, because of execution. I think that the Abomination, if they redid it, could be the coolest character in the game from my perspective. Like, I think that the way that they approached the Abomination in Darkest Dungeon 1, I think was a mistake. And I've talked about this, like the fact that all of the skills were utilized for the Abomination and half of them were for human and half of them were for the other half meant that the Abomination lacked the strategic choice of what skills do I want to take to the party, basically. And I think that the smarter way to have handled it was have each skill have two forms, a human form and a transformed form. And so you have to pick skills knowing that some skills are stronger in one form versus some skills are stronger in the other form. That's the way I would have approached designing it. And I think that would have been like more compelling and more interesting from you have decisions to make. Like, because other than that, like, I just, you know, the Abomination's greatest strength was their self stress heal and their stun. Ooh, I need to clear our inventory. That was a lapse in concentration. Hold on, are you... Okay, we're only gaining a positive here. We may be in a little bit of danger with our torch. I didn't really notice that. I probably should have checked to see if I had any torches in the inventory. Well, the bomb's utilization was based off his party trinkets. You either kept him in 2-3 or 1-2 and transform. I never found transform to be that impactful. Like, at best of times, it never, like, knocked my socks off. Pre-nerf A-bomb in DD1 was too strong. It was doing 70 plus damage in Monster Arm. Yeah, I mean, there was a very brief time where it was broken, but that was very short. Like, I feel like they fixed that quite quickly. And then the monster form felt like, for lack of a better reason, like, why am I using this? I have a guy who self-heals stress and has a nice stun. Like, slight disappointment there. We're better off... I think we're better off doing that and getting the stealth into a pirouette next turn. That's big.
Steady yourself.
But yeah, I never like I think the design space of the abomination is super interesting, and I think that the like player agency of being able to make decisions about how you wanted to play your abomination was entirely too trinket based and not the most exciting. Nice hits. That was a 34 non-crit. That was something. The poor man Snappy Swig has entered the chat.
The loathing abates.
Ghastly Gruel can go, like, up here, I guess. Heat Shield, I'm probably not going to use. That I'm probably not going to use. Galvanizing Goblet, not interested. Hairless Werewolf. What I like about DD2 is having more control over healing. Yep. Yeah, I like the healing. I like the way that they approached not being able to stall out fights. Like, the fights feel like something that I stall them a little bit, but then ultimately, like, I'm ready to move on. Which is not something that I necessarily had in Darkest Dungeon 1. I feel like even after the old anti-stall mechanics and those sorts of things were implemented, it still felt like I was stalling quite frequently in order to get healing done. Let's see. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. A wingless gargoyle? I think that's a reasonable interpretation as well. So I will also say, and this is just like a general observation, but I think that they agree. And I say that because in my watching of the development of things, right? The big thing that happened late in the development of Darkest Dungeon was the decision to change the way that paths manifest, right? So when they rolled out the Vestal, paths looked different. And they said every hero was getting was going to be updated to do it like the Vestal way, quote unquote. And they just haven't done it since then. And so, like, I'm reading between the lines a little bit here, but if I had to guess, I think that's because they think that maybe there's a larger set of changes and overhauls that need to be made, and they're not quite satisfied with where the game has landed. Okay, that's the second improved dodge that has not landed. I'm not upset. I'm just observing. But yeah, so I think that there may be a larger overhaul that is in the works at the moment. But, you know, I have no inside information to be able to prove that one way or the other. I'm going to Divine Comfort first, and then I'll Ministrations next, I think. Annie, I haven't seen you in ages. It has indeed been a minute. How are you doing? It's great to see you. I think I'll stealth up here. Should have definitely destroyed the front corpse. I don't know what I was doing. I was too excited because Annie showed up. Yeah, how's it going? What's been keeping you busy? I'm really excited these days by the fact that my sneaky multi-streaming is now no longer disallowed by Twitch, or soon won't be. So I'm going to be able to send my pirate broadcast and monetize it moving forward. Let's see, what's the play here? I think we blind you. I'm gonna pirouette, even though we're hitting into a corpse, which is like not ideal. Do we still have? All right, we should have used the laudanum long ago. And we actually shouldn't use it now. 53 is a number of damage that we can do. Oh, the crit means that I should have. Oh, the miss.
As directed.
Low torch occultist fight. Oh, we're at 0 torch. Wow. That's it's a bit of an interesting one that I hadn't noticed. The music is amazing. The Wainers slap for sure. Let's see. All right, 15 doesn't get the kill, so I'm happy to do that. Nothing for her to do. I do still find it really to be a bit awkward. 18-point heal. Or we wait and we laudanum. The 18-point heal is worth not laudanuming. Been a crazy year. Been a bit of a busy mama. Things are calming down. Haven't played this game in a hot minute. So here's the thing. Cruel Intent's not going to work for us. I'll grab the Dark Impulse. We've just been talking about it, Annie, and it's like, I think a lot of people are in the same boat that you're in, which is to say that I think a lot of people have kind of stepped away from Darkest Dungeon 2, and I've been talking about doing the same. Yes, the Collector has returned. We may get it next region. Who knows? It's the Collector's a fun one. They did an amazing job with the Collector. There's so many cool things going on with the game. The death tokens are new and they're really neat, but oh, please don't ambush me right before we get here. Whew. All right, we made it. Let's see. So this is going to be our Deacon Cardinal fight. I don't think we need 2 sets of smoke bombs. That might be too much. Maybe I will open with a Thunderclap grenade. Move the smoke bombs back to Rose. And then toss that there and a little bit of healing there. Yeah, this feels good. You just had a meeting that was all dad jokes and lustrous? That sounds some combination of wonderful or awful depending on your perspective. Love to see it. All right, we're gonna blow up the Cardinal. That is my plan. Let the explodinating begin. I think the finale already does 28 minimum with combo. So I'm gonna put the Consecration of Light. Oh, that was a mistake because he's gonna be gone from there. That was less than ideal. Do we want a second lunge instead? So you're gonna finale, then you two are gonna come up, then it's gonna be a pirouette anyways. No, I think we do this. We'll take the. She'll be rush judgmenting in 7 to 10 weeks. Oh, and we, in fact, okay, this is perfect because we get the execute. Oh, brutal. Truly brutal. Did you play 1.0, Annie, at all? Like, have you played the final? I think you played the final boss. I feel like I vaguely remember when 1.0 came out. You were around and playing the new Act 5. But maybe that's a false memory. Cardinal speedrun. Yeah, that was That was a fun cardinal right there. Played for a bit, did Act 5, did the whole game, but I didn't do much after that. It was surprising how much we struggled with getting the cycle, aka beating the game with with one team without changing that team. But we did eventually get it. I feel like we were late to the party, but let's see. So hold on. Can you Glint of the Dark from 3? Yeah. So we have an execute here, so we'll take it. Yeah, so the deal is, Annie, they removed Death's Door from enemies, and now they have Death Armor. And so normally if we hit into this enemy, we knew that we wouldn't kill it, because if it's on 0 and it takes damage, it loses a Death Armor. But because we have Glint in the Dark, this will, because this has Execute 1, and it has 1 Death Armor, this is a kill despite that. So yeah, Death Armor is really cool. It makes it very reliable. You know what's going to happen now, as opposed to before. Ooh, Silent Treatment. That's exciting. Yes, it makes it a lot more predictable. Okay, so we have a lot of exciting things going on here. I think I may actually want to run Silent Treatment here. And then I'll probably switch these two in here. And then Curing Kappa is fun here. I liked Royal Summons, but 10% really doesn't move the needle fully for me. Let's see, what did we use here? We used a Thunderclap Grenade, I think. Doesn't really matter. We'll refactor all this stuff in a second. I think Ghastly Gruel just goes away. Same with Buttressing Band. That was one of the all-time epic moments, Mr. Scrake. Speaking of YouTube shorts, that would have made an amazing YouTube short. Yes, Execute is a bypass to the number of Death's Door tokens that is the number of the Execute. So for instance, Execute 3. Oh my gosh, dear Flame Drain, can you settle a tiny bit, please? Anti-Venom, I guess we'll let go. Yeah, so 3 is the highest Execute, and I believe upgraded Glint in the Dark has 3 if you are stealthed. Can enemies not have? I guess they can only have 3. Yeah, so yeah, I think the new Death Token, Death Armor mechanic is really good. I think they did an amazing job with it.
The place is a little worse for wear.
But despite Melodophobic on Rose is the worst. Not actually the worst, but definitely frustrating.
When survival demands it.
Wow, really thin here. Where are we going?
The provinces and cantrevs of our land, crumbling and undone.
So I think we're gonna use the baby head. And then we're either going to go to the Sprawl or the Tangle, which means that the Shroudmanak is not useful, and that is not useful.
Serve you well.
Yeah, we got all the books. So what's the question here is, for this team, I think there's an argument to be made that the general lock-in... but we're doing a Croc run. All right, let's go this way. I'm gonna try and keep the Shuffle Dream alive.
Inferno of mutilation and madness.
Keep the Shuffle Dream alive.
And mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharp and
Shuffle comps are my favorite to play by a large margin. Let's see, we'll grab this. Grab this. We've been having some issue with Candlelight, so we'll grab that. How's our food situation looking? All right, let's... Oh, wait a second. Holy cow. Can we use 2 the very bests? I've never had 2 of these in a run. Oh my. Do we have anything for stripping stripping relationships? Doesn't look like it. Do we have any relationships that are really hurting at the moment? Yeah. So you are... So I think we want to buy the candles and chocolate. Any signature is stackable. That's an interesting note. Okay, so who was our bad relationship? It's Rose and Rusty. Fixed. We haven't been able to use either of these because we have blockers. We could definitely use a bit of love on the...
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Let's see. We have a slime mold, which I'll give to Rusty. Rusty doesn't need that many more hit points. Questionable choices for where those went. And then I think of the 2 of you, I'll go for the speed buff here. We get it, which is nice. I think this region is scarier than the final boss. We'll see. Off topic, but I know there are some smart people here. My motherboard is currently maxed out with a 2070 GPU, looking to upgrade, but I heard the 3K series GPUs are better than the 4K. I have not done a lot of research to be able to answer you, Rusty. I have a fourth generation, or whatever you want to call that. Let's so what do you have for stuff? So you're already getting plus 50% crit if you have stealth. Do we have anything that gives stealth in here? No. We could pick up a strong box. But yeah, I think the 30 series were good. I think the 40 series are also good and marginally better. So I'm not entirely sure the best advice to give you there. Except, you know, look at what your budget affords, and if the 30 series are certainly still good. We're going to the librarian, so I'll grab these. There we go, and I will do that. I'm going to put one here just because I'm worried about her. I think we get a lot more use out of the very best here than we do on the final fight. So I think she should have like 100% most of the time, which will be fun. We'll hang on to this for the final region. But I think it's librarian o'clock. Here goes nothing. All right, big money, no whammies. 3 positives, not bad.
Aspiration unites the hopeful. While the heart still beats.
Oh, wait for the 50s. All right. I'm glad you're keeping track, Annie. I don't know if you caught that over in YouTube land, Rusty, but Annie's recommendation is wait to see on the 50 series, see if their lower level GPUs are the next big jump, because she is also upgrading. All right, so I want to do the lair, which is a bummer, missing out on the hospital. Do we have another hospital? Looks like we might not. That's fine. Also, Hoarder and Hospital being mutually exclusive with Lair is a bit of a slap in the face.
Supplies this way, if you can make it.
Yeah, I went from a 10 series to a 40 series, so I skipped a lot of the intervening time there, for sure. Okay, I did repair my coach. That's good for business.
An impressive haul. Put it to good use.
A snappy swig from an academic's cache?
Your coach is laden.
Okay.
You can carry no more.
I I want to go to there. We also got more food than we can ever use in a million years. Neither of these... The leaf suspension we'll try and hang on to. But we are... we're flush with stuff, so I think... Milk-soaked linen can go. One of those can go. We have more laudanum than we necessarily need. I greeted our inventory space, and now I'm like, this is too much stuff. I'm going to let the Songbook of Touching Dirges and the Whiskey Barrel go, because we haven't been able to use them for literal ever. But yeah, Rusty, when I was... Tablet of Powder is really nice. But I mean, something has to go. The Greek Fire isn't going to do much good in this region. Ooh, we get our own Hoarder. What else are we looking for here? Icon of Light is really nice. Stiff Drink would have been fun. I have a really hard time not buying more smoke bombs. I'll definitely buy one smoke bomb. Icon of Light, I think, is still worth taking. Yeah, I think we still pick up Icon of Light.
Such power in such
Is there... Plus damage on her is not doing much good. I think we'll regularly, if we do our standard opening, we'll regularly have Icon of Light in the right place, and then we can drop a big regen, and that'll be pretty good. Let's see. I want to do a Stiff Drink run sometime. I wish it was just 100% though. It is still kind of funky the way that works. Chance to produce restorative. Increased stacking of explosives by... I think this for the final boss is actually kind of interesting. So I'm going to buy that, which is at least a little weird, but... So the problem is going to be for the first... Well, okay, we'll do it this way, but for the librarian, we want to switch those two. I'm also just nervous because we equipped Bumper Crop, which is always like, do you want to get killed? Because that's how you get killed. I think that he can hit rank 3, so I'm not too worried about her, but yeah, okay, good. It happens to the best of us, Annie. But I think the game is in a really good place right now. I do want to emphasize that. The crits right now are super fun, I will say. This is not a place that I want her to be, though. Dear Vestal, please avoid being in rank 1. What, So ordering-wise, I think that's the correct place to put it for next turn. We'll see. It definitely is. It definitely is. There's something very satisfying about learning by getting your butt kicked. We were talking about that earlier today, for sure. This is where our plan gets a little wonky, though.
Incremental, but deadly all the same.
The numbers are certainly big. The numbers are certainly numbers. Did I not even... I guess I didn't upgrade Encore. Questionable. Questionable. But I swear, every like little tick of health that is missing makes me so nervous when bumper crop is the soup du jour. Let's see. So for the librarian, I like all those. I like all those. I like those. There's a part of me that wonders if we should just take Consecration of Fortitude over Judgment, but I don't think so. Okay, so we need to switch up our gear here. So who's going first-ish? You can take those. I kind of like Pyrotechnic Dazzlers more for this fight. Toss that there, and then I'll keep some healing. Bumper crop has only ended my runs when I enter a spiral, a stree spiral. What is a stree spiral?
The library burns.
Oh, stress spiral. Got it. I figured it out. Sorry. I'm sometimes a little dense. Let's see. It was obvious. I should have been able to guess it. Sorry, Tenebrae. That was a streamer problem, not a you problem. Clearly, I should have been able to determine that one. Yeah, so Divine Comfort, the hope is that it's going to carry pretty hard. So I'm blinding him up because I think we get both the kills with 90% pirouette crit there. Yep. Confirmed. We do get most of the kills there. Autocorrect, spelling, meh, all these things. Let's see. I'm going to send this guy back into the... Okay, just kidding. Send him back into the nothing, apparently. My goal was to get a few more ticks of goodness out of this, but it looks like we'll get all the ones that matter. All right. The Scourge of Autocorrect. Oh yeah, by the way, to our conversation yesterday, now that I'm thinking about it, Illustrious, now I remember the thing that I did. Ooh, hi friendo. We don't get the kill, but I think it's worth doing the work there. I think the damn auto cucumber. Nice. The @mention thing that I was talking about yesterday in Lustrous, I think I set it up to only work from Discord because I was like, this is power too great. It can only be available to Discord members. Now that I think back on it. I was trying to figure out, I was like, why didn't that work? So, okay, so here's the problem. If I hit this guy here, he potentially moves back, accelerating the speed at which this guy becomes a problem, which I don't love. So I think I'm going to hold off on that. And I need to Divine Comfort now, or we're just not going to have the opportunity to. Execute, paying big dividends.
Early results.
Right, yeah, you can see all the messages. You can see all the messages in Discord, and I wanted to make Discord feel the most connected, right? Because I want people to get their Discord on. So I think it works. I have to test it. I'll probably do that after stream today. Back, foul demon. What's the play here? I think I need to do that just to get rid of that so that I can hopefully get down to work. Our backline damage is not all that in a bag of chips, for sure. See, the problem is this kills a corpse. But it leaves a corpse. He's going to move forward, and then we just have to kill him. I think it's okay.
Lenity. Grace.
And then, yeah, you should be able to blow up the sacrificial.
The darkness.
This team is starting to pop off a little bit. I think the regen is helping a great deal. I'm pleased with that result. You can't even Minestrone from here? It's a shame. Any day now. Someone please get a kill. Alright. Took you long enough. Okay, we got ourselves a Smoldering Hymnal. We got ourselves an Enlightened Element. Complete catalog that we can swap to. Oh, I forgot to change my order. Oh, no. Disaster.
He teeters madly upon his ladder, reveling in the fiery destruction of human accomplishment.
I don't think it's the end of the world. But it's a little annoying. Using up the combo wasn't great either, if I'm being honest. Oh, what's your bleed resist? Oh, it is 50, I guess. So the problem here, I think, is going to be that this guy's going to leave with probably... Smokestack gives him a dodge token, I believe. Yeah. So our finale is potentially in jeopardy.
Well done.
All right, well... When in doubt, just hit through the dodge, forehead, right? I think we're probably going to be okay. Poor librarian. No, don't categorize us. Oh, that puts our Vestal in position to be able to do Divine Grace. Or just get the kill. Oh, should have Divine Grace, because we already had the kill with the dot.
An inkling of potency still lingers in some of these well-worn relics.
I wonder if for the final boss, Bumper Crop is actually the better selection. I'll keep the Holy Water. There's a temptation that Bumper Crop might actually be really good for the final boss, just because we have so much aggregate healing from Divine Comfort. It's gonna be hard for people to get too low. And yeah, that was a pretty brutal one. So now the other question that we have to ask ourselves is, right now we're getting a ton of crit from Silent Treatment, but we already kind of have a ton of crit. So we'd be getting 40% less crit, but we could move. I think what we do is we put this here, and then we do this. We're in a lot less jeopardy because we're not taking 50% more damage. It's slightly less impressive, but I think it's probably the correct way to go. She is more likely to get kills every turn, though. But the problem is right now our speed is not set in such a way where we could get Smoldering Hymnal procs on her. So we'll hold off on that. But for the final region, I think our goal is for Rose to be going first every round, and for her to have Snappy Swig and Smoldering Hymnal. Little Sparkle Ball. We could toss Sparkle Ball on Rusty. That's always a fun combo. Chance to produce Woven, stacks on stacks. Pairing Patriarch is pretty nice as well. But I think Sparkle Ball is pretty fun. That's right. We are selecting for fun purposes. And I think the stress resist is probably better than that. And then I think I'll grab you and you. This is Act 5, Annie. We're rolling the final act here at the moment. Fun is what games are all about. True that. We're running out of wheels, though, which is not fun. Running out of wheels is the opposite of fun. If we want, we can go Watchtower into Watchtower. The dream. Okay, so we need to make decisions that are going to avoid... no, I think we're just locked in. So if we go this way, we lose 1, and then we pick up 3. If we go this way, we don't lose 1, and we pick up 3. We are going to have a loathing overflow, no matter what. Feels bad. I don't think there's anything we can do about it either. Yeah, I think we're out of luck. So let's see. We can go this way. I might as well go to the cage creature. But I'm sad. I'm not thrilled that we're gonna have extra hit points to deal with. There's no critical loathing reduction, right? Like, there's no way that this could reduce 2 pips of loathing and keep us in the game. I don't think that's a thing. Now, if we go this way, same deal. Yeah. I think we're out of luck. So just remember this: if the final boss has 16 more hit points, remember this moment when yeah, I think you're right, Tenebrae. I guess technically if this fight was a Shambler or a Collector, that would also reduce, if I recall correctly. So there's still a tiny chance.
An elementary problem, is it not?
Not a collector. All right. Our fun is over. See, she's still doing work, and now she's not taking 9 trillion times more damage. Hate the eyes closed, though.
Agony by accumulation. The slow suffering begins.
I don't think there's much value to us. We're still at 45% chance to crit. This is what I was saying earlier. Like, the crit that we were gaining from Cruel Intent was almost kind of unnecessary. Jinx and Sparkle Ball working in perfect tandem. I love the stress healing from Consecration also. Oh, I should have realized that that was the plan. That was an error. That's one big healing solve. It is indeed. What's the play here? Swing and a miss. There could be an argument for some path changing here, too.
Problems have their solutions.
Remove a loathing, like you never have before. All right. All right, time for a loathing to overflow. Actually, is Act 5 loathing overflow, is that a exemplar fight? Am I remembering that correctly? Because if that's the case, I should probably get ready for that. I'm relatively ready for that. But for some reason, I have this like repressed memory that that's what happens. I guess we'll find out.
An academic study full of the forbidden.
I don't want to take stress. We get some pustule goop or whatever it is, right? Pustule solve.
No gain is insignificant.
That's good for business. We don't mind. We really do need to start throwing some stuff away. I wish I had Explosives Magazine equipped so I could stack my my smoke bombs up more. That can go... What's our torch looking like? 65. We don't need the Glimmers of Hope anymore. I think we gotta ditch the laudanum, unfortunately. All right, well. Wait. Oh yeah, we're at 3, and this is number 4. For a second there, I was like, "There's hope. There's only one loathing in front of us," but no. But no. Here comes the pain.
So that others may flee.
Does this ruin all our relationships? Maybe.
The loathing.
Resolute chance until next in, minus 25%, minus 10 flame, and 10% on confession boss. That's not terrible. I can see how if you let that stack up, that could be pretty bad, but as it stands, 10% more HP on the final boss. The final boss is a bit more of a gimmick anyways, so
They revel in debauchery.
I don't think it's the end of the
Sing
world.
themselves in the face of the end.
You and Scrake can take the hit. Ooh, they're speedy. But we are speedier. Noted. Why did you just take 1 damage? It's only 100 HP more for the final boss. For the final part of the boss. When you put it that way, it seems like a lot, Tenebrae. But doesn't each time we do the dance with one of the pairs of cherubs, doesn't it do 250 damage? Am I remembering that correctly? The 50-50s here kind of hurt. We'll roll the dice. Okay. I tried. I knew he was going to be an Infernal Taskmaster jerk. When the character gets over their trauma, they hit the boss for 250. Yeah. So 100, well, it sounds, you know, less than ideal is. So you're gonna fade to black, then you're gonna lunge. So we put it here. She's real fast, so I'm going to get rid of her. Now that I look at it. Oh, were they dazed before? I feel like I looked at that and I was like, everything's going to be fine. I guess not. Go for the heal. Huge heal. So we fade to black, and then we lunge for the kill.
A resounding response. Amidst the spoils, an artifact of unparalleled
Busker's Hall.
power.
All right, I think we refactor a bit around Busker's Hall. Like, I think we put that there. And that means that Swig goes here. Swig goes Burr. Enlightened Element, you're not fast enough. Neither of you are fast enough to really make Enlightened Element work. I guess it's better than that.
A simple choice.
And then with 34 baubles, I mean, I guess we should probably buy more combat stuff. Maybe not. No, I don't want to get ambushed. So let's take full advantage of the fact that we overloathed. I still think the leper should automatically get 250 damage when chosen. The man has no trauma. I like that idea. I like that idea.
The loathing whispers.
So the thing that I'm, more than anything, I'd like to be able to stack restorative higher. Get more than that number of healing solve for the final boss. So we're mainly going to be, we probably wouldn't be able to afford it even if it was available here. Now that I think about it. Contraptions, yeah, we can't afford the good ones. Severed Finger. We had an offer of Severed Finger before, so I think it is what it is. We grab some more smoke bombs. We can grab the pipeweed if we can find something to replace it with. I think we're done with silent treatment. So I'll grab that.
Comfort.
And then I'll grab... I think I'll leave it at that. There's temptation to buy some playing cards. Just because they can give you Tactical Thinker. Swig goes Burr, indeed. Indeed. And I think I already set us up for the Exemplar relatively well. But Swig goes Burr, but so does Busker's Hall. If relic's less than 25. Oh, I don't think I realized that.
Onward, while there is still time.
So we'll have to be a little careful with our relics for the final boss if we're going to try and use that. 0 swig procs. It's basically a guarantee.
A parody of human outline. It must be destroyed.
Who's killing the altar? I think he's killing the altar. That's the way that it usually happens. I don't want to waste your crit token on this. Fine, I will. Crit anyways, please. Thank you. Rapturous beauty. The prelude there is perfect. Give me a crit token. You did not give me a crit token. Filled with sadness and regret, but give me another crit token. You did not give me a crit token. But that means we get to do this, which is fine.
Bravo.
And apparently we don't need crit tokens on her. Where we're going, we don't need crit tokens. And this is perfect because, yeah, he's gonna Pillar of Sacrifice, which is fine. Ooh, I don't think we have Bellow on the board, though. But apparently we're hitting for 27, so... I guess that's a thing that's happening. Okay, Prelude here. Oh, he already has the fall. Damn, where did that come from? All right, not the end of the world. The blind on Exaltation was slightly lucky, if I'm being honest. 60% chance for a stun. We'll go for it. Okay, no stun.
Lethality writ large.
So he has 2 tokens right now. So we can't... we unfortunately can't glint for the kill, so we'll do it this way. But now we can glint. Hooray for glinting! Executed. With impunity. All right, now we're just beating up his corpse for fun and profit. Who needs a improved dodge token? Does nothing for the cherub, that's for sure. Grab those, grab those. Distracting dust is a little dicey. Dicey distracting dust in the darkest dungeon. Distracting dilapidated denizens deftly. Don't you know? I don't know. I got nothing. Ablative powder is trash at this point. All right, so we came out of that region pretty healthy. I feel like there's a part of me that's like bumper crop is a good idea. Keep it. That's what I'm feeling right now.
For the restless soul.
That's what I'm feeling right now. Tempting Goblet is super annoying. Let's see. Scrake and Moth can take one of these. Oh, you can't. Okay. We got another very best. What the what? We got 3 of them this run. That's insane. Let's see. You and Moth we could slow down. So I said I really wanted to get Rose going first. Doesn't look like we have any speed manipulation. So I guess that's not going to happen.
Reconfigure. Meet each challenge.
Temptation to keeping bumper crop is pretty significant. Yeah, no speed manipulation whatsoever here. I want to stay above 25 relics. You and Rusty are capped out. I don't really want to reduce anybody's speed. So your speed is 8, your speed is 9. So you're technically going to be going first. More often than not. So that means you get Smoldering Hymnal. You get that. Stress resist, I think, is still good. Meltdowns are still a concern, for sure. So you and Rose can take one of these. Perfect. And then Moth and Rose can take one. Perfect. So now we only have one relationship. No, we have 2 relationships that are imperfect. And they're both those. I think we're just going to give everybody apples and cheese. No, we're still at 90. I think we're okay. I think for the final boss, I'm a little worried about her being in position to DPS her shadow or whatever it is. But I really don't want to take Mace Bash. We have not used Inspiring Tune once this run, just as a side note. Like, to the point where I'm like, do we even need it? Ah, that's an interesting one. We have the shuffles to keep her in position in the back. So I'm gonna risk it. She's gonna do her damage with Judgment.
Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you.
And which is it? Is it relics or baubles that are the? It's relics. So we can spend our baubles on upgrades.
And refurbished. Ready for the leagues ahead.
And then, wait, these aren't explosives. These are contraptions. Man, what? I messed that up. No Ichor bombs. The Deathcap spores are quite nice. We're still at 66.
On the road to damnation.
Yeah, so we're not taking advantage of Explosives magazine, unfortunately.
The end of your journey awaits you once again.
Fire resist doesn't do much. Does bleed resist do much? I don't think it does. We could grab a whiskey bear bottle to try to fix Moth and Scrake. Sure, let's roll. Actually, we can do whiskey flasks to get them the 1 point that they need, since we're not going to go all the way up. Grab 2 of those. We're still at 50. That's good. Someone's 1 off, I remember. Who's 1 off? Rusty and Moth. And then you guys have a breakpoint in 1, Scrake and Moth. Well, if you're going to be that close, buy 1 more and see if you get another twofer. Nope. We can buy the last one and then we can get there. We're still above the threshold, and that has us at perfect relationships across the board. Okay. I'm happy. And we're going to keep bumper crop, I guess. And we're going to spam smoke bombs like they're going out of style. All right, let's do the thing. All right, there is the potential for a perfect set of relationships. We get them. That's good.
Aspiration unites the hopeful.
I'm not going to bother checking all of these. The short answer is that if we find ourselves in an emergency state, we will we'll check them out then.
Desire will never die.
But here we go. 2 fights between us and the big bad.
At last, the great ziggurat.
Rusty's resisting the 2 stress that we get for the fact that Tempting Goblet was our final region. Let's get dramatic. Through the veil we go. Spooky.
Here, at the nexus of ruin, loathing poured forth from the darkest recesses of your mind. Your failures took form, and the world bowed in honor of your great wretchedness. The stain of your bankruptcy frayed the very fabric of our dimension. But you were afraid to face what you had wrought and fled down the long road of your memories, hiding yourself away.
Hiding yourself away.
Emptiness and dissolution have wormed their way into the world.
I'll take stealth on everyone. All right, ideally we want range resistant first. Melee resistance first is kind of a bummer. It does mean that if we I think we play this one safe. Yeah, I think we do.
Mistimed, misdirected.
We have enough smoke bombs. So we will we'll roll the dice. Hello, game? That's not the plan. Hold on 1 second. Let me check something real quick here. Let's see. Okay, just the male person. Apologies. Here, you're gonna have to give me 1 moment. Pupper is losing her mind. Sorry about that. Let's see. This is doing 55. He has 57. I think we have enough more work to do. So let's do that. Oh, in fact, he's dead. Sorry, bud. It was a good effort, but you're gonna get glint in the darked. Okay, that's that. That's a nice way to take care of our friend the deacon. Oh, and Crush is doing stress healing. That's good to know. We'll do this even though we're in a non-ideal location for it. Now, we do have to be careful. We need to make sure that the altar dies first here. Okay. Good enough. We're fine. The altar will die before it could Azoic end us, at least. Cowardice is wreaking havoc with our order, but that's okay. What's the most exciting thing we could do right now? I guess kill this guy and be done with the fight is the most exciting thing. It's not very exciting, but we still get to pirouette.
In this weighty gloom, a spark.
All right. One down. For the final fight, how much do we care about ministrations? I don't think we do. Wait, she didn't use one of those. She used one of these, I guess? Or we can use one of those. All right. Not our favorite combo here, but we like that this guy is a lot squishier than his counterpart, so we're just gonna mainline him. Why, like, we don't even need the crit tokens from Snappy Swig, it seems. We get all the value without it. Boo. I don't mind getting another lunge here, potentially. Depending on turn order, I won't, though. But pirouette will hit this guy now. Ooh, slightly disappointing performance there. This poor guy. He's had a hard time. So let's see. We won't necessarily have an execute available. Ooh, all right. Well, that's one way that can turn out. This is actually dangerous with so many people stunned. I think we're going to fail to get the kill. Interesting. Yep. That was a bad That was a bad one. We still got blinds, so it's not the end of the world. But I think the way we actually play this, and this is going to work out, is we move you forward, and then you are going to move back, which is going to put him on one death door, which is going to give us Glint in the Dark for the kill. Doesn't matter about the crit, so let's put our other blind here. All right, Glint in the Dark coming in big.
Cooperation is the key.
Respectful here is insanely huge. Very low percentage. Yeah, wait, what is... it is blundering, I see. I think we just kill that. Get the crit in. We're one turn off from Divine Comfort. It means we're not going to get it, I don't think. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get it. All right. Okay, well, not terrible. I think largely just healing items are mostly what we want. I'm thinking about rushing through the first phase. But I think we used up our last... our last goodies, so I guess we'll just do that. All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna let the dog back in, and then we'll get going on the final boss. I hope it will be a straightforward fight in Lustrous. Not using Finale as last action, I know.
On the steps of the university, you were golden, lit from within by the glow of potential. Finally, my friend, I would see that potential realized. It is time to reclaim the world from your weakness. Meet your derelictions with blazing defiance. The equation must be balanced.
Here we go. Sweet cinematic incoming. Did we have any skills we wanted to switch? Just before I... Like, do we care about ministrations? I think we care about ministrations. Dead of Night is absolutely dead to us. So let me grab Absinthe just in case. Probably should have upgraded Absinthe.
Gaze now upon your great achievement, the sum total of your failings, your body of work.
Here we go.
The carious gut of the coward, ripe with toxic pusillanimity.
I think getting Divine Comfort up as early and as often as possible is definitely part of the play here. I think I glint in the dark here because it leaves us more options. You stun occasionally? Okay. You do not stun in that case. I'm not sure where the best place to put those are, unfortunately. We're going a little slow, I will say. 21 versus 31. Yeah, I think we stay in the front rank here.
Well done. Welcome relief.
Get that on cooldown and get that starting again.
The slow suffering begins. A brilliant conclusion.
A little bit of blight on everybody at the moment.
Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Okay. Well, phase 1, I think, is the phase that I was potentially most concerned about, but maybe not.
This is the veil of reality.
I don't think there's much value in moving her back. Stealing my crit token, not ideal.
This road cannot be walked alone.
Get our squishies a little more protection. Get Divine Comfort back out so that we're healing back up some. I did forget all about this guy having, like, all the token stealing. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. We're generating too many dodge tokens. This is alarming. I'm gonna try and lessen the tokens that we're generating. I'm gonna do that because I think it reduces his chance of doing the big attack. Let's get the heal off there. Let's see. The play here is, I think we place this here because we're gonna be doing solo and lunge here.
Empowered, emboldened.
All right, sorry about that. Doggo losing her cool. Doggo losing her cool. That's potentially not the best decision, but trying to heal up, I think might be worth. Snappy Swig let us down, but that's okay. All right.
Behold the hateful god upon his throne. Your failures made flesh.
I seem to remember that a lot of taunt doesn't really help us that terribly much. Ministrations here. Yeah, I think I like it. I like not having to wait a long time on that. So here's my thought. I think I want to choose her first.
Agony by accumulation.
No, I don't think I can. I was gonna say, while we have that stacked up, I want to get her, but we kind of missed our window there. Oh. I didn't realize that she summoned like that. It's interesting. Because our backline damage is definitely our weak spot. I think that moves you to the front? No, it doesn't. Okay. So, I think I want Finale next turn, so I don't want to move him. Let's get rid of the vulnerable there.
A brilliant conclusion.
So the hardest person for us to handle this on when it summons is our Vestal. She's currently range limited, so I think it's a bad time for her to go. So I think we'll probably go with we'll probably go here because it lines up well with Pirouette. What is he doing in the back though? Game? This was not my my expected result here. I guess I'm just gonna do that because until he moves forward, we're gonna have to do it with darts, which is not great. We can defend him if we want to. Defend her if we want to. Does that seem like the best play? Let's bolster because we get a bit of defense. I think she'll be okay.
A simple kindness.
We have to pass turn here. Because otherwise I won't get the action on her, which we need. She's range locked. Unbefreaking-leavable. Alright. It's potentially going to be a long fight. I didn't realize, is this guy always in the back?
Breakthrough.
Okay, that's a fine shuffle. That actually gives us some options here. The dodges could work better, I will say. I don't love wasting resources there, but how does stealth affect? I wonder, can this guy hit her through stealth? We're probably not going to find out.
Empowered, emboldened.
We could go for 66 damage here. Yeah. I think 66 damage is worth putting in when we have the chance.
Destroy this half-remembered specter.
220. So normally it's 200. So that to me means that the value of that finisher also scales with the boss health. So it does a percentage boss health, which makes sense. You need to save crit token for exaltation. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, Yoba? Yeah, it's 20% of boss max health. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm having a hard time getting the divine comfort off at maximum value. The move that hits the boss for 220 is called Exaltation. Oh, damn it, finale. You're not ready. Can you crit on that, Yoba? Because that would be very interesting if you could. Okay. I really want to get... Okay, so I'll get her forward now, I guess.
A master stroke.
I suspect it can't crit, but... Alright, we took too long on that one. That's fine. (26 of 29). We can probably finish up. I'm trying to leave her back here. Oh, I guess I already popped the... So I'm going to use Encore here, I think. And I think we might as well Encore here. Just less people attacking. Oh, I don't actually know what he does when he gets worshipped. That's a little bit dangerous. Usually I kill these guys faster. I'm struggling a bit to get the kills. Maybe we can get the kill with our Vestal here. I was trying to... Range locked. Come on, game. You're absolutely killing me right now.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
And all I can do is fade to black here. God, this sucks. I mean, we're doing a ton of damage to the boss. Our backline damage is just awful, though. That's... Unless we can get a finale, which we have been struggling with. Okay, 34-point riposte is a thing that happened. Okay, and we have full judgment, so I'm gonna choose to. Well, we've done so much damage. We don't actually need to. We can choose our Jester and probably immediately one-shot the boss. And we get to see the Squiffy Ghast, which is fun. We're pumping huge numbers, so we got that going for us. Excuse me? Excuse me? I do love the Squiffy Ghast noise. Okay, we didn't get the sound effect because he failed. Did she just do damage to him? That was interesting. When you're doing quad occultist, Mr. Scrake? She did 0? Okay. I thought we might have found the hack. Reflection sometimes was damage other occultist. Oh yeah, wait. How did that work? Could it only a specific one, I assume, could do damage, right? What's the play here? Maybe just move back like that. I think that's fine. For instance, rank 4 Warlock was the only one who could damage it every single time? Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, no, this Grave Robber has been popping off something fierce. It's been a good time. Oh, so the mirror would only hit rank 4, but that doesn't mean that it was, You have taunt? Get out of here with your taunt. I'm about to finish this fight and you're ruining everything. I think the lunge probably kills, or pretty close. 28? Yeah, we do 28. There we go. All right, unconventional. We only used 2 exaltations of our own, but it was a pretty straightforward fight for us. I was a little nervous during phase 2, just because we generated a ton of tokens.
Your confession is complete. The cosmic axes are aligned once more. Forgive yourself. Humanity is a weak hypothesis, after all. An unbalanced equation, an imperfect angle. We sow the seeds of our ruin and seek to deny its reckoning. We make mountains of our mistakes, monsters of our misdeeds.
That is true, Tenebrae.
We slip and stumble, we fail and we falter. And yet, in each of us, a hopeful light.
What a...
Holding fast against the hellish shadows that gather between our good intentions. and in each of us, a limitless emptiness.
What happens if you let 2 worship tokens occur on the boss? What move does it do? Because I still haven't seen that. We were in some danger of that happening in this run, but it didn't actually happen.
The flame sears the skulking shadows from the darkened corners of the earth.
Spreading stain? Sounds unpleasant. So, as we mentioned previously here, we are going to swap over now and play some Ring of Pain with the second half of stream time. Cleave's entire party. Oh, nice. Sounds fun. So, with that, when I click end stream, you should automatically be forwarded over to the new stream, which I will be streaming on in just a moment. So, give me like 3 minutes. I'm going to get a snack, refill my water, and we'll fire up with some Ring of Pain. So be right back.